right? So very good morning to you all. Is my voice audible? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so due to some technical problems, I'm unable to start the class in time. So very sorry for that. So in my last class, I have discussed the field due to different charge distributions, right? So in unit 3, Coulomb's law, electric field intensity, those two topics I have discussed earlier, and they deal with point charges, right? Coulomb's law, electric field intensity, all those we have discussed with respect to point charges. In addition to point charge, we can also have different uh, charge distributions. In other words, continuous charge distributions like line charge, surface charge, and volume charge, right? So you can see on the screen different charge distributions: line charge, surface charge, volume charge, right? And how charge is expressed, right? How charge is expressed, that we have seen, right? So how charge is expressed, this one, right? How charge is expressed for line charge and for surface charge and for volume charge, right? And electric field. If we know charge, we can determine electric field, right? So this is the electric field due to line charge, and electric field due to surface charge, and electric field due to volume charge, right? So this is what we have discussed in our last class, right? And now let us in this class I just want to discuss about the electric field due to line charge. Electric field due to line charge, right? So that I'm going to discuss for today's class, right? So as we know that previously I have given the electric field, right? Due to different charge distributions: line charge, surface charge, and volume charge, right? So therefore electric field due to line charge is given by E bar is equal to rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r square AR bar, right? So previously um, you can see here, right? So this one, electric field due to line charge. So electric field is equal to rho L, right? Rho L, this one, this expression I'm taking, right? So integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon r square AR bar, right? So that is the electric field due to line charge, right? And I'm going to determine expression for expression for um, electric field, expression for electric field due to a finite line charge, right? A finite line charge. So finite line charge in the sense the line charge is finite in length, right? Line charge is finite in length, right? And now now let us consider let us consider a line charge. Let us consider a line charge along z-axis. Along z-axis, extending from A to B as shown in figure below, right? So let us consider a line charge as shown in figure. That figure I will draw. Let me take the coordinate. Right, and let us say this is z-axis and this is y-axis, and say this x-axis, right? And now I just want to take a line chart, right? A finite length of line chart, right? So this is finite length of line chart, right? Along z-axis, I'm taking along z-axis extending from A to B, right? Extending from A to B. So this is the line charge I'm considering on z-axis, right? Now my aim is to determine line charge, right? To determine line charge at a point P somewhere here, right? Somewhere here. So this is point P. At a point P, I would like to determine electric field, right? Electric field at a point P with respect to line charge, all right? Electric field at point P with respect to line charge, right? So electric field due to line charge, as I have given above, once again I will write down here, E bar is equal to line integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r square AR bar. So this is the electric field due to line charge, and rho L is the line charge density, right? Rho L is the line charge density, right? So here, to determine electric field at a point P, the procedure is, let us consider a differential element here, right? Let us consider a differential element here. So differential element, in this differential element in the sense, a very small length, right? A very small length. Let us say the length is dl, right? Differential length dl, right? So if we consider electric field within this length, right? If we can consider electric field within this length, we can determine electric field over the length, over the entire length, right? How? By integrating, right? By integrating from point A to point B, we will get electric field over the entire length, right? So therefore, let us consider a differential length here, right? dl, right? Differential length dl, and at a point P, let us try to determine electric field. So to determine electric field, the procedure is join upper end and lower end to point P like this, right? Join upper end and lower end to point. So this is the upper end, and this one is the lower end, right? To point B, and the normal distance from point P to z-axis. The normal distance from point P to z-axis is rho, right? So rho is the normal distance. Rho is the normal distance, right? Normal distance from point P to z-axis, right? Rho is the normal distance from point P to z-axis. Rho L is different. Rho is different. Rho L is different. Please make a note, right? Rho is the normal distance, and whereas Rho L is the line charge density, right? So rho is the normal distance, and whereas rho L is the line charge density, right? And here also join the differential element to point P, right? Differential element to point P. Right? And let us say the angle, right? The angle which makes with respect to the lower end is alpha 1, and the angle which makes with the differential element is alpha, and the angle which makes with the upper point is alpha 2, right? So the angle which makes with this line, with the normal line, right? The angle which makes with the normal line with respect to lower point, that is point A, is alpha 1, and differential element makes an angle alpha, and upper end makes an angle alpha 2 with the normal distance line, right? So these are the points to be remembered from the figure, right? And now let us try to determine electric field, right? So in fact, if you want to determine electric field here, right, what you require R, right? You require R, and you require AR bar, right? So what is R? R is this distance, right? R is the distance from the differential element to point P, right? The distance from the differential element to point P. And let us say the differential element is taken at point 0, 0, say Z dash, right? 0, 0, Z dash. And let us say the normal line meets the Z axis at a point 0, 0, Z, right? So this is the this point where normal distance intersects z-axis is 0, 0, Z, and the differential element is taken at 0, 0, Z dash, right? Differential element is taken at 0, 0, Z dash, right? So therefore the distance r, right, the distance r bar, in other words, r bar is the vector distance from point 0, 0, Z dash to point P, right? Let us say point P is x, y, and z, right? Point P is x, y, and z, right? So therefore the vector distance r bar is the vector distance, right? Distance between what? X, y, z, and 0, 0, Z dash, right? So r bar is the vector distance between these 2 points x, y, z, and 0, 0, Z dash, right? So therefore r bar is equal to x minus 0 ax bar plus y minus 0 ay bar plus z minus z dash az bar, right? Z minus z dash az bar, and this is equal to x ax bar plus y ay bar plus z minus z dash az bar. So this is the vector distance, right? Vector distance r bar, right? And r bar vector distance in terms of cylindrical coordinates, right? In terms of cylindrical coordinates, right? So we need to express, let us say this is equation 2. So equation 2 need to be expressed in terms of cylindrical coordinates, right? So why cylindrical coordinates? Why cylindrical coordinates? Cylindrical coordinates because the normal distance, what is the normal distance? Rho, right? Rho is the normal distance, and we have angles, right? What are those? Alpha 1, alpha and alpha 2 angles we have indicated different angles, right? So therefore theta and z, right? We have z component, right? Z element we have, right? So therefore rho pi z, right? Rho pi z, we have coordinates rho pi z, and where rho is the normal distance which we have indicated in the figure, right? Rho is the normal distance and pi is the angles, these one, right? Alpha 1, alpha 2, right? Those are the angles. And z, right? Z is the z coordinates, therefore rho pi z. So therefore we need to express distance in cylindrical coordinate system. So therefore in cylindrical coordinate system, r bar is given by rho aero bar plus z minus z dash az bar, right? And this is equation 3, right? So expressing equation 2 in cylindrical coordinates will get equation 3, right? So how to convert the Cartesian coordinate into cylindrical coordinate, that we have discussed earlier, right? How to convert x, if you want aero component, right? If you want aero component, you can get rho component of r by dot producting with aero bar, right? By dot producting with aero bar. And you can get the pi component, right? You can get pi component by dot producting with a pi bar, right? Dot producting with a pi bar. And z component, right? Z component is ar bar dot az bar, right? Like this. So rho component of r is this one, pi component of r is this one, and z component of r is this one. So therefore the total r, final r, is equal to r rho bar, rho component plus pi component plus z component. If you add all these three, right? You can do later, right? If you add all these three, you will get equation 3, right? You'll get equation. This is how we can convert one coordinate system into another coordinate system, that we have discussed earlier, and I have also done one example problem, right? So this is the vector distance, right, in cylindrical coordinate system, right? So therefore ar bar, next what we want, ar bar is equal to r bar by mod r bar, right? R bar by mod r bar, and which is equal to rho aero bar plus z minus z dash az bar divided by square root of rho square plus z minus z dash whole square. So this is aero bar, and let us say this is equation 4, right? So now you know how to calculate the vector distance and the unit vector, right? So once again let me go back and just let me explain what I have considered so far, right? So here you can see the figure, right? So equation one is the electric field due to line charge, right? So this is the electric field, right? Electric field due to line charge, right? Electric field due to line charge. So in order to determine the solid expression, right? Solid expression, we need to know what is R, right? And AR bar, right? R and AR bar, right? And R from figure is the distance, right? Is the distance from the differential element to point P, right? Differential element is considered at 0 0 z dash, and rho is the point, it is the point of interest. That means the point where electric field is going to be determined is point P, and rho is the normal distance, right? And if you try to calculate the distance, right, R bar, and this is how you'll get, right? So therefore substituting, and what is R here? R is the scalar distance, which is equal to mod R bar, right? And which is equal to root over rho square plus z minus z dash whole square, right? And let us say this is equation 5, right? So therefore we have a scalar distance, we have unit vector, and we have vector distance, right? So this one is unit vector, and this one is scalar distance, right? Scalar distance. And substituting equation 4 and equation 5 in equation 1, right? So substituting, substitute equation 4 and uh, 5 in equation 1, right? So we will get E bar is equal to line integral royal dl divided by, right, royal dl divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, right? R square. So what is R? R is rho square plus z minus z dash whole square and whole square, right? So this is R square and AR bar. AR bar. So what is AR bar? Rho arrow bar plus z minus z dash AZ bar divided by root over rho square plus z minus z dash whole square, right? So this is AR bar, right? And one more thing is DL, right? DL is equal to dz dash AZ bar, right? DL is equal to dz dash AZ bar, right? So because DL is the differential element, which is considered at 0 0 z dash, right? Which is considered at 0 0 z dash, right? So as we have considered the differential element at 0 0 z dash, DL is equal to dz dash AZ bar, right? It has only z component, right? It has only z component. So therefore DL is equal to dz dash AZ bar, right? If we substitute, if we simplify, and if we substitute all those values, we will get this one, right? So royal dz dash right? Dz dash az bar into rho arrow bar plus z minus z dash az bar divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, what will get rho square plus z minus z dash whole square. This will get power 3 by 2, right? So here we have square and square and root will get cancelled, right? So this one and this one, right, together will get power 3 by 2, right? Together will get power 3 by 2, right? And further simplifying this, right, the simplified expression I will give you. And one more thing. Okay, so here let us um, keep this equation. Let us say this is equation 6, right? So this is equation 6, right? And here um, the limitations, right? Integral limitations, we need to find out, right? We need to find out the integral limitations, right? So to do so, from figure, right, from figure, tan alpha, this simplification you will understand later, right? So tan alpha, so here you can see here. So in this figure, just try to understand. Right, so here, right? So alpha, this is alpha, right? So this is alpha, and I'm taking this triangle, right? I'm taking this triangle from here. So what is this length? This length, what is this length? So this length is z minus z dash, right? This length is z minus z dash, right? So because this point, right? So this is z, and this point is z dash, right? So this is z and this point is z dash. So therefore this length is z minus z dash, right? This length is z minus z dash, and this length, as we know, is rho from here to here, right? Here to here. So from here to here it is rho, right? So therefore tan alpha, right, tan alpha is equal to opposite side. So what is the opposite side? Z minus z dash, right? Z minus z dash divided by adjacent side. So what is the adjacent side here? Rho, right? Rho is the adjacent side. So therefore tan alpha, from figure, right, from figure, tan alpha is equal to opposite side, which is z minus z dash divided by adjacent side. Adjacent side is rho, right? Rho, right? Therefore that is tan alpha. And let me go back. right? So tan alpha is equal to minus z z dash divided by rho, right? So from this we can write z minus z dash is equal to rho tan alpha, right? Rho tan alpha, right? So differentiating this, right? Differentiating this. So differentiating this, what will get? Minus dz dash is equal to tan alpha. Tan alpha differentiation is secant square alpha, right? So therefore, rho secant square alpha d alpha, right? So differentiating this with respect to alpha, right? Differentiating this, what will get? This term, first term will be 0. If you differentiate, the first term will be 0, right? So this is 0, and dz dash is minus dz dash is equal to rho secant square alpha d alpha, right? So therefore, dz dash is equal to minus rho secant square alpha d alpha, right? Secant square alpha d alpha, and let us say this is equation 7, right? And substitute dz, right? Substitute dz here. So here we have dz dash, right? Dz dash. Therefore, substitute dz dash here, right? In this place, substitute dz dash here, and dz dash is converted into alpha, right? Dz dash is converted into alpha. So therefore, the limitations for the integration will become alpha 1 and alpha 2, right? So let me write down that. So um, from equations 6 and 7, from equation 6 and 7, E bar is equal to, right? E bar is equal to integral alpha 1 to alpha 2. Substituting this, what will get? Royal, right? Royal rho arrow bar plus z minus z dash az bar divided by 4 pi epsilon naught rho square plus z minus z dash um, to the power of to the power of 3 by 2, and substituting this, right, into minus rho secant square alpha d alpha, right? So as dz dash is converted into alpha, so therefore the limits for integration will become alpha 1 to alpha 2, right? Alpha 1 to alpha 2. And one more thing is here, z, here z minus z dash, just a minute. So z minus z dash, here you have z minus z dash, so therefore you can substitute z minus z dash, right? So z minus z dash is rho tan alpha, right? Z minus z dash is rho tan alpha, and here also z minus z dash is rho tan alpha. If you substitute those values and simplify, right? If you substitute those values and simplify, you will get this expression, right? So I will write down the simplified equation here. Okay, let me, you simplify later, right? So the simplified equation which you will get is this, minus rho L divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral alpha 1 to alpha 2. The constants are taken outside, right? And cos alpha aero bar plus sin alpha az bar divided by rho d alpha, right? So this you will get after simplification, right? After simplification, this you will get, right? So here, if you substitute, right? If you substitute here you can take um, here we have square, and you can take rho square common, and you'll get 1 plus tan square alpha, right? So 1 plus tan square alpha is secant square alpha. Secant square alpha is 1 by cos square alpha, right? So therefore, doing that simplification, that I'm leaving to you, right? If you simplify, you will get this expression, right? You get this expression, and you can also take a rho outside, right? You can also take rho common. Right? So you can also take rho common is equal to minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral alpha 1 to alpha 2 cos alpha aero bar plus sin alpha az bar um, d alpha, right? So therefore, integrating with respect to alpha, we have two terms here, right? So this is one term, and this is another term. So integrating with respect to cos alpha, integrating with respect to alpha. So integration of cos alpha is minus um, uh, is sin alpha, and integration of sin alpha is minus cos alpha, right? So substituting those, and apply the limits, right? Substituting those and apply the limits, you'll get this final expression. I'm writing down the final expression. You need to do the simplification, right? So E bar is equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho minus sin alpha 2 minus sin alpha 1 aero bar plus cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 az bar, right? So this is the final expression which you'll get, right? And this is the electric field due to a line charge, right? Due to a line charge of finite in length, right? So the length of the line charge which we have considered is finite, right? So this is how we can derive, right? So I don't know how much you have understood. Anyhow, I will. Right? So because the derivation is somewhat complex, right? So once again, I will explain in the next class. No need to worry about it. But very important derivation. Definitely, you will get this question in exam. right? So derivation is very important, right? You need to go through the derivation, right? So let us conclude my session. With this, I will close, right? So you can leave the class now.